Welcome to Connie Art. I've got another unboxing today. Due to all of the stuff that's been happening in the world at the moment, I've actually been able to get my hands on a few new art supplies, and so this one is another one that I got in the post. It is the Sennelier test pack, and it's watercolours, and it comes with 5 watercolours in it. So I'm unboxing it. It had a little booklet inside, and the 5 colours were 10 mils each, and this was around 28 Australian dollars. They look so nice in the tin when I first opened them. So it comes with the basic yellow, so a lemon yellow, which is a PY3, and it's a transparent colour. And it came with a bright red, which didn't have a pigment number on it, just said NR, and it was a semi-transparent colour. It also came with an ultramarine blue, so an ultramarine deep it actually is, and it was a PB29, which was transparent. And so that was your basic 3 red, yellow, blue mixing set. And then it had this Chinese orange, which was really nice. I was very interested to see what this is, and that was a PY150, PR209, and a PB23, and then my first ever Payne's grey. I've not had Payne's grey before, and this one is based on a violet, a blue, and a black, so PB19, PB15, 1, and PBK7. So I decided, because this was only a 5 colour set, to put them into a little tin, and I labelled each of the little half pans in the tin with some masking tape with Sennelier on one side and the colour and pigment number on the other. And then each of the little tins I put on a little magnet, just a little sticky magnet, so that it would stick inside the tin, so that when I use them they don't fall around and move around everywhere. After I prepped the half pans, I then proceeded to put all of the paint into each one, and the colours were so beautiful. What I've noticed about these in comparison to, say, Daniel Smith or Winsor and Newton, was they are a lot more runny, and I think that maybe has something to do with the honey, from what I've heard before. So they seem to be just like softer and runnier, and when I squeezed them into the pans, they just filled the pans really easily, rather than me having to bang or to bang them on the table to make it settle, or to mix them to make it kind of fill the pan up right into the corners. So when I finished doing this little set, I actually put them all in the pan, and I just left it aside with the tin jar, so with it slightly open, so that they can dry out. And for the painting that I demonstrate today, and for the colour mixing chart and swatches that I do in a minute, I actually squeeze them out onto a porcelain plate, and then do the swatches and the little painting, which I decided to do 2 little landscapes today, and yeah, just to test them out. One thing I did notice about these paints was that they are a lot lighter. It was very hard to get as punchier colours as I would have liked to with, say, a Daniel Smith. You use the tiniest bit of paint and you can get like a really punchy, big, vibrant colour. Whereas with these paints, they looked really punchy and vibrant at first, but the colour drying shift was a lot more than, say, Daniel Smith or a Winsor and Newton, or even a Payne. So they just didn't hold their colour intensity when they dried. So, and I've also heard that Sennelier is often used by floral painters because they do have that light, airy look about them. So it lends itself well to painting that kind of floral design. So my painting today was a little bit lighter than I usually do, but I was still happy with how it turned out. So here you can see that I'm just doing the initial swatches, and they really are like just your classic 3 primary colour set, what you think of as the primary colours, which is yellow, red, and blue. And they made a really nice mixing chart. I don't show this whole mixing chart, I just show the swatches and then a little bit of the mixing at the end. I got some really nice browns out of this set, particularly when I was mixing the Chinese orange and the ultramarine deep with the Payne's grey. So they made some really nice brown colours that I really liked, and also there was a really nice purple that was produced with the bright red and the ultramarine deep. Now onto the two little landscapes that I painted with these paints. Both pictures I found from images off Pinterest, and they're very simple. When I paint with watercolour for landscapes, I find that going more simple landscapes look better with the way I paint, whereas when I do gouache paintings, I tend to find more detailed landscape paintings easier because you're able to layer more, whereas watercolour you really have to think about what you're putting down first, because they are transparent so you can see the layers underneath. So I decided to do this sunset, and part of the reason that I picked these two particular landscapes was because it did come with the Chinese orange and the red. And red and orange are not often used too much in landscape paintings, I guess, unless you're painting like an autumn scene. So I tried to pick one with that orange in the sky for the one on the left, and so I could use a bit of that Chinese orange mixed with red. And then the one on the right, the reference image had maple leaves, which are red, hanging over this little like pond area. And so with both the paintings, I think that they are nice and simple and they turned out nice, and I'm really happy with the new Sennelier paints. I'm thinking maybe I should try and paint some florals with these, because that's what they're kind of known for, is painting florals, and I wonder how that would turn out. I don't paint a lot of flowers, but I'm willing to give it a go, and these are my final pieces for today, and I hope you liked this little unboxing and first impressions video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps me out, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.